SME Government of India. In May 2017, ISO 9001-2015 certified. Another progressive turn with the launch of HEADS, Pratishtha India Trust NGO Foundation in 2021, where HEADS aspired to empower women, children, and people across all gender academic dropout through education, develop knowledge, skill development, educational and corporate training, improving employability, scope, assessment, and counseling projects. HETS is an educational consulting and service company exclusively dealing with end-to-end education service provider pan India. Our team work with our educational institution in planning, developing and managing educational institution that meets their vision, mission and goals. HETS has more than a decade of experience setting up, running school and preschool across the country. Transformation can happen only through focus and passion, apart from learning, teaching, and leadership. Behind such transformation is Dr. Aruna Wadkar, ma'am. She is a founder and managing director of HEADS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solution. She is the founder and chairperson of HEADS Pratishtha India Trust and the resource person of Indica Learning Private Limited. Moving ahead, I would also like to introduce Dr. Anurup Kaur, ma'am. Anurup Kaur, public speaker and a great educationist. She is having experience of more than 25 years in the field of education. She has received many awards. To name a few, our Best Principal Award, Harvest the Nurture, Gaurav Samman 2022, Inspiring the Iconic Women of Universe 2022, and many more. Currently, ma'am is working as a senior educator in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. So, today's topic for the session is social ethos accountability. So, I would like to call Dr. Anurup Kaur, ma'am, for the session, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shweta. And I would like to welcome all the renowned dignitaries here, especially Dr. Madhuved ma'am. And yesterday, when I was discussing about the topic, I got very much, impressed when she was sharing about it. And today's topic is really a current topic, and generally we feel that these topics are, not that required, but this is the requirement because education means values. If we are not working on values, we are not truly educating our youth. So we all know about it, but the brainstorming and, we say keep on brushing things. So whatever we have learned, we need to unlearn and then relearn. So these are the things when we go on discussion with our educators, our students, our parents, definitely it is going to change the world. So I would request Dr. Madhuved ma'am if she would add a little here so that I can proceed with the topic.
Thank you, Dr. Kaur. First of all, my special thanks to you and all other educationists who raised the voice of this human virtue. And I was talking to my friends that we must join. And I'm so thankful to Alka Mehrotra ji And she has joined, like she has recently been shifted from America, and she had been a teacher there in American schools. So we were
Mhm.
discussing about kind of things that we need to have here in our India. So it feels really good. My second thing is like if we are accountable instead of the force, if we ourselves think that we should be accountable, then I think we can save time, energy, and funds all. And what we think that we need to get training for that. And hopefully, like Dr. Kaur is here and other educationists are there. So it's a beginning, and I think well begin is half done. So I'm very excited for the brainstorming here. So very excited, Dr. Kaur. Kindly proceed, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all the dignitaries present here. So let's proceed with a positive thought. And definitely, we all have made this world a beautiful world. So, welcome to this beautiful world of understanding where we are together once again. Here in this world where we have animals, human beings, plants, birds, and we love to see these scenes, but we forget to save them. That is why we keep on telling our kids, save environment. So, with this beautiful web chart that we learn in our science, our EVS, but generally we forget that this is actually required in our practical life. So, this is the world where man, plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. We all belong to a particular society. Man is the center of attraction for this beautiful world. And that is why we call that man is a social animal. But this social actually means something. So we need to understand what is the meaning of the society. Society that follows with rights and duties that go hand in hand. We should never forget that we have to follow certain rules and regulations to proceed with this society. We all are accountable. So, before proceeding, I would like to know from the audience what is the meaning of this accountability? How we are accountable for all these creatures of God. So, anybody would like to add something here? Any student, any teacher? See, it will be really impressive if we are interactive. Yeah, somebody would like to say?
We are accountable to save plants, animals, because they help us exist and survive our life on Earth.
Yeah, wonderful. So that is our accountability because this is a web chart. We cannot break it. And if we are not saving these sustainable things, we are going to miss a lot in the future. So we need to save everything for our youth because they are going to pay otherwise. So is there anyone else who would like to add something here? How we can do this? How we are accountable?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Alka Sharma, and accountability is a very larger term, I guess. But when we are breathing, the simple thing, if we are not taking care of plants or trees around us, we are not going to get pollution-free air, which is required for our existence. To exist, to live in this society, we need to take care of all the surroundings which are around us. The nature is there to help us, and we also need to help the nature. So this is accountability, according to me.
Thank you very much. Wonderful answer, Alka ma'am. So, welcome to our discussion. And that's really great to understand that we all are interdependent. And if we
Yes.
are not going to save others, we are also not going to exist. So, this is what exactly it means. When we belong to society, we actually need to understand that why we have created this society and what exactly is required for us to survive. We belong to society of humans, but we are dependent on other natural resources too. And if we forget all these things in the race of getting success, definitely we are not getting success. We are just having a kind of eye wash. So it is very much required to understand that we are dependent on these natural resources and we are accountable for it. So do not just cut the trees for your sake. Do not kill the animals for your luxury things. And do not forget that God has created in a very proportionate manner. Now, what exactly means with accountability? First of all, we need to be accountable for ourselves. That is self existence. So, in society, I have my role that I need to understand. First of all, I need to know that why I am existing. And if I know myself, definitely I will be able to understand that I have another role in my society too, because both are equivalent. And you cannot keep society just on the priority, and you cannot keep yourself on the lower mode. So we need to create a balance between both, and then we will be able to understand the actual meaning of accountability. First of all, I'd like to say that if we are accountable, we need to be honest, being true to yourself. How are we going to be true if we think, oh, my friends, they need this, and my neighbors, they are having these kind of luxury things, so I also need to have? No, that's not the right approach. We need to understand what is the true meaning of my life, what exactly I am, because when we really hear our inner voice, we always think and understand that this life is to understand that hidden power inside us. We need to understand that spirituality. We cannot forget that we are under the control of that supreme power. So if we understand this particular power, which is actually leading us towards our every step of success, we will be able to understand my hidden qualities, which have been given to me to give something good to others. And if we understand ourselves, then only we will be able to do justice with it. Be aligned with what you feel, what you say, or what you do. So never say just for the sake of saying. Never commit anything without even thinking. So think about it before saying. Think twice, thrice, till the time you'd really feel that your mind, body, and heart are on the same page. Whatever you expect from others, do the same. Because if we know what exactly the human tendency is, what is the behavior, what is the nature of the human, definitely we will be able to justify that, yes, this is the act that we should do for others. Yesterday, I was hearing from Dr. Madhu Ved, ma'am, that when we behave with our maids, when we help are guards of those who are standing, for so many hours at the gate of our society, we sometimes forget that they are also human like us. They also need some, thank you, ma'am. So they also need um, words of appreciation from our side. They feel happy when we actually look forward for something good. And just if we are just complaining that you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you haven't completed your things, because nobody is perfect in this world. We also miss lot many things, and we should understand that if that person is doing that full-time job, definitely she may miss something. So it's not good just to be complaining. We need to be polite with them. That is our accountability, because everything is connected to the different units of society. Whatever we are expecting for ourselves. And that's the major thing, that we all need respect. We all need love. We all need affection. So definitely, they are also human beings, and they also look forward to have such polite words from our side. Being responsible. When we observe something, because every child, when it comes to this world, tries to look here and there what is there in the surrounding. So that observation is very much required. Are we doing proper observation, or are we looking at things with somebody else's eyes? Definitely, we should listen to our elders. We should understand what my teachers are telling, what my parents are telling, but we should have our own view. We should not get into the words what exactly are told to us. If we are trying to observe, because sometimes there are two sides of the coin. Whatever we hear from someone and whatever we see may be different. So be a good observant. When we observe things, we will be able to understand in a nice manner, because observation takes us to the proper understanding. And when we understand things, maybe if I'm watching a person who is, or maybe a friend who is not happy, unhappy, and he or she may not be doing good in the exam, and if we are making fun in the classroom, or maybe in our neighborhood, if somebody is not doing good with the profession or business, and we just treat like the loser in the society, do you really think is a right action from outside? No, we are not observing the condition of that person. We are not understanding the situation. And in that condition, we are not taking right decision, because my mind is actually occupied with something else, that negative impression, because I am enjoying to make fun of that person. But is that good? No. Our real inner voice will never tell us to make fun of anyone. So try to understand that making fun or doing something wrong is a short term happiness, but it cannot be a true satisfaction for anyone. So always try to observe good things, and then go for proper understanding with that proper observation, which will definitely lead to the right decision and help us to do correct action. So how do we observe? We observe when we watch carefully, when we gain information of that particular thing. And when we gain information, just try to record. Maybe it happened sometimes somewhere else. And when we record those things in our mind, we will be able to understand quickly with some other situation too. This will help us to understand things carefully. That
Ma'am,
makes us aware.
Dr. Kaur,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so thankful to you for touching these points. Can I ask you one question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, being an educator for 32 years, I have noted that somewhere we have failed to instill this virtue, value, accountability among our students. You know,
Yeah.
like now I am a mother and a grandmother also. So I want my grandchildren to have this value since childhood. And here also
Uh-huh.
in our Indian schools, I want that what we can do to instill this value among our staff, students, and stakeholders. Ma'am, can you please guide, please?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. With my examples, as I have told, I mean, the leader, or maybe we can give this task to the teachers, how they need to do such activities in the classroom. See, our education system in India is little different. We are focusing on theory. But here, I would like to share that I have seen this particular activity happening in the classroom. When we tell students to observe this particular situation and write about it in these particular areas, so we need to create that. And if suppose a principal is making a calendar, that how they will like to proceed, maybe once in a week, or uh, maybe we can do twice a week, but at least we need to focus on these activities. We are not supposed to leave such values just on the sake of doing it, telling it once, I mean once in a session. So it is not going to happen. So again, coming to my previous slide, we have to tell them to observe a condition. Maybe we can give a kind of homework for Saturdays or Sundays if we do not have time to arrange any particular period. So if we just tell them to observe something which is actually accountability, and if we inform them to gather information in such a manner where they can record and they can share the activity accordingly, where it will show how they are aware, are they tolerant, and what is the critical thinking about it. Because understanding cannot be developed just by telling it. When they will do it, definitely they will be able to understand. So these activities are required to do, and when we will create that environment to do, definitely they will develop that kind of understanding. So we need to do and take this initiative in our schools, in our classroom, in our society. Even we can do some fun activities with them. So definitely it will help them to develop understanding. And once they will develop the understanding by watching the right things, they will be able to take decision. So after that, we can discuss with them in the classroom that what is your decision. If you have seen this particular act happening in your neighborhood, suppose if somebody is telling something wrong to the labor nearby, so what was your decision, how you took the action. So decision depends on analytical approach. When child will do that analysis by looking at the scenario, definitely he will be able to understand that what kind of input we have given to that person and what is the output. Because what we are giving, life is just like a mirror. If we face it smilingly, it will smile back to us. If we are rude to these people, definitely we will see sadness everywhere. So if we will face them happily, we will share happy words with them, definitely they will do their work in a very energetic manner, and we will get double output. So those, I mean, the student whosoever is observing these kind of activities and noting down, just maintaining a kind of record, because this is really required. This has become the need of the hour. And when we talk about the activities, now we cannot tell and discuss just like, we used to hear from our grandparents that they heard these kind of stories. Even in our time when we were hearing these stories, so we were able to gain it. But now the students, they are not into just listening and doing it. They are into maintaining records. We are becoming mechanical. So this is very much required with our students to do it in the classroom. Then we need to tell them, what was the action? Can you share? Would you like to do a role play in the classroom? We can make some groups and we can tell them to do it, and definitely they actually love to perform all these things. And through these activities, we will develop such kind of culture in our students. We will actually inculcate values in them, so they will be able to understand that this was the aim and this is what we have required through this particular activity. So the first thing is observation, second thing is understanding, and then when right decision has been taken, the right action definitely will be there, and that will lead us to achieve our target, our aim, our goal. So a few points that came to my mind. What exactly is required to be ethical? By finding solutions instead of complaining. As I have already shared, even in family, when we are sharing one home, we should share some responsibilities too. Generally, we say, oh, this lady is supposed to do everything, even in the kitchen, even in the, cleaning and everything. She is responsible. But kids, they need to understand that mother is doing a lot for them. So they need to share such responsibilities, which can be actually shared by them. And instead of complaining, like, mom, you have not done this, you haven't prepared this particularly, in a very nice manner. So when they will observe in a true manner what exactly mother is doing, so we need to actually force them to observe with such titles and write about it, what you have observed. Definitely they will be able to understand that my mom is doing a great job, my father is doing such a hard work for us. So we should not just be offending, we should not be complaining. We need to understand that this life is not so easy, but we need to make it easy by sharing the responsibilities, by errors rather than blaming others. Sometimes even kids, they say, oh, I'm not getting good time, I do not have facilities to learn. But are they looking at the situation? Are they understanding those kind of you know uh, positions where mother, father, grandparents, they are struggling hard just to create wonderful environment for these kids? So we need to force them to understand, because society is totally changed now. They are not going to observe by their own. So we have to create that situation. And we need to make them ready to accept criticism. Nowadays, we are hearing a lot of issues related to mental health. We can stop this, we can minimize this if we are preparing them to accept criticism in a positive manner, not in a negative manner. When we will give them such activities, we have to tell them, like, what was your view before doing this activity? So they will understand what kind of criticism they were hearing earlier that was true. So how can we manage? How can we change it? By sharing your point of view. We definitely need to allow them to share their views with anyone. And this is the major problem that I have observed in many kids, that they are not confident enough to share their views even. So we have to create that particular moment for them where they have to have with that feel that they are confident enough to share something which is actually bothering them. So when we are going to do all these things, we are going to remove such issues, mental health, depression, and many other things, that they are rude, they are actually suffering from superiority complex, inferiority complex. So everything will be removed when we are going to practice such kind of activities. Be firm and polite. We need to tell them that if you have something good in your mind, if you think that you are right on your decision, and you think that everybody should follow, be firm, but be polite to convince others. So how to communicate? We have to train them, because this is what is hanging in our society, that we are not giving good time to them. Then again, I will again come back to this, that sometimes we feel that I need to help this person, but we are hesitant. We do not want to come up, we do not want to show up, which is really required. Even parents sometimes feel that they cannot even tell their kids that how much they love them. So this is also required in our society, to train our parents to. That is why we uh, feel, means we educators sometimes discuss and feel that we need to create that kind of environment where we can tell them to show their bonding. Nowadays grandparents are not even getting good time to discuss with their grand kids. So let's create such environment. Let's tell them to do such activities where they will share their ideas, their thoughts. To show up is really required in this scenario. And with all these things, definitely we will start sharing our responsibility, which is really required. And accountability is basically sharing responsibilities by understanding that this is me and this is my role in this unit, in this family, in this school, in this my friendhood, in my neighborhood. And we must understand that we have different designations, different situations, different my whatever, I mean, wherever I am, I have different kind of existence. So if we are able to balance between all these things, we will be able to lead happy life. Now, may I request the audience and the dignitaries present here, if they would like to share some activities related to accountability, so that by sharing your experiences, definitely we are going to help others. And I expect some of the activities from your side.
May I, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Let other people speak. If somebody else is interested, then I'll ask later.
Okay. Is there anyone who would like to share that how we carry our responsibilities towards others?
Ma'am, I would like to share something that I have
Yes.
started at home. Few students are coming in the evening for the tuitions. So some of the students were discussing about the environment, that so much fog is there, I'm not able to breathe. So I just asked them, if you all are facing the problem, so what are you doing for that? So some students said, what we can do, you can plant a tree. So they said that so many trees around us. So I just asked them, no, today you will plant at least 3 or 4 trees, and you are going to take care of them, and you have to tell me that after a week how much they have grown, their growth, their take care of that. So after a month, they came back and they told, ma'am, it was really very fun, and we were a daily watching that. So they took the responsibility of a particular plant. Then they come to know that, okay, it's not the responsibility of the society to plant the trees or some of the gardeners to take care of them, but it's their
Mhm.
responsibility also. If they want to clean the environment, it's also the part of their responsibility. So they were very
Mhm.
excited and feeling very good. They told that we feel good when we see the trees that we have planted and they are growing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Anybody else? Good, Shweta ma'am. We must encourage them. Yeah.
As a student and a learner, it is our responsibility to follow the instructions of our teachers, and as a child, it's our responsibility to respect our parents and also share our point of view, but listen our parents first and obey them.
That's really good. Nice to hear, Rasleen. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, let's listen to Madhu ma'am.
Ma'am, yesterday one of the mother, she came to me and she had some problem. My question to you is first, how for the parents or the mother can be accountable in this situation?
Mhm.
The child is really brilliant, smart girl of class 6 and so much into fashion, like the time is. And all the time she is very tall girl in class 6. She is probably 5'8" or unusual of Indian height
Uh-huh.
and very good, beautiful girl. So the question is, mother is always worried that why she wears short dresses, she goes to market, and all the time she has fun. She scored 12.5 out of 15 in one subject, and the mother came
Mhm.
to said, I'm sending her to tuitions, and I am not going anywhere. I'm just taking care of my children. Still, I wanted her to secure 15 by 15 or 14 and a half by 15. So what is the problem? I don't understand, ma'am. And you please guide her, you please direct her. In this case, I think the girl is, I think girl is responsible. So far as I know, she is doing well. And when I talked to the girl, she said grades don't matter. But what actually is I enjoy my studies. But what to talk about mother in this situation? How for she be accountable?
Definitely, it's a wonderful question, ma'am. This is the major problem that, I mean, especially in NCR and some other cities of India, where we are facing a lot. Parents, they are becoming over demanding, and they also need a good parenting session. Basically, we tell them to become advanced, we tell them to follow such things by our own, with our own act, with our own behavior. Because, see, when we are sending them to good schools, right? When we are taking them to such parties where people of every level are joining, we are actually giving them such kind of training to accept the best, right? We are not telling them to be mediocre. We always tell them to be the best. If child gets attracted with fashion, what's the harm? Because we have given that view to that child. So,
Yeah.
first of all, parent needs to understand what exactly I'm looking from my child. Am I giving that environment? Maybe she's not telling to wear short dresses, but is she guiding in such a manner? Is she creating that environment for her to understand what exactly her mother is looking for and why she is looking for, because she is surviving in that society where others are also wearing. And if she wants to be the best, what is the harm? So parenting session is required. First of all, we need to ask such questions to our parents, that what exactly you are looking from your child. So, the role of a leader, the role of a principal, or any other, who are taking care of the society. There are many seniors who actually keep on talking to the ladies when we go to satsang and all. We need to start such small activities there too, because whatever groups are there in our society, it is basically for the goodwill, or for the betterment of our people, right? So we should understand that everything is related to values. We cannot separate these things. So when we will start hitting their mind by asking positive questions, definitely we will be able to resolve these issues. So I think you can do very well, because you have that potential to do it. I guess I have given my answer, but
Yeah,
otherwise,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
is there anyone else who would like to share any such activity? I have seen, I think there is one more teacher or principal here with us. If you would like to share something with your experience, that will be great.
Yeah, Dr. Shama is there, but she is listening to us, but she was on
Uh-huh.
journey. She is on,
Okay.
yeah, she is a wonderful educator.
Okay. So I think we have nicely interacted on this topic, and hopefully that we will definitely involve these kind of topics in our curriculum by one or the other mean. And I really hope, because when I was a child, I asked someone that why don't we use these ethical rules and regulations in our curriculum when we prepare it. So this question was asked to one of the HOD of philosophy, and I don't know how I got very much impressed with this particular subject. And I really feel that this is the need. We should not forget that everything is depending on our values. If we forget, we are going to lose. We are social animals, and society, social, actually stands for such values. If we are forgetting and running just behind the mechanism, definitely it is not going to work. We are going to become animals only. So let's
Yes,
say,
ma'am. Yes, Dr. Kaur. I remember when we go to NCERT while writing the books, and they ask us and request us to find the content that is giving a message in values or human culture, and they stress on this point. Like if you remember the portrait of a woman by Khushwant Singh,
yeah.
this is a beautiful lesson, yeah. And we were guided that we should keep this lesson in 4 or 5 classes,
Hmm.
because usme the dadi ma, there was a beautiful relationship, grandson and dadi ma.
Yeah,
So it's a great
very true.
value. Yeah, and one more, the last leaf, that was a lesson by some foreign writer, that also NCRT focused again and again to add that lesson, read for pleasure. So sometimes children, they should not be serious about, and they should enjoy the stories. So languages, I think they are focusing on these values, but still we are, I think, as an educationist, we are failure somewhere. Our children are not getting these things. They are just running after grades, as I discussed with you earlier. So 12.5 is not a, I think it's not a grade that you should go to the
Yeah,
counselor for that.
very
Yeah,
true, very true.
it is just
Uh,
nothing.
that's really great, ma'am. I still remember when I was teaching that chapter. Um, what what was our focus? Definitely, we have discussed these values, that how that child was actually very much connected to the grandmother, and what happened after her death. But uh, we never try to inculcate these values. When we see here, I mean, whenever I go to teach English or something, let me share one of the activity that recently I have done in my school, that is about article writing. We are not simply telling these kids to write an article. We generally tell them to select your topic, whatever you are interested in, and then start writing with these particular areas. So why you are interested, then what are the different questions that will hit to the values. So when we give those kind of questions, they actually do that particular process that helps them to be analytical, uh, that helps them to approach in such a manner where they will be able to find out the solution and inculcate those values. So somewhere we are lagging, we are just focusing on written part. This is basically, I think that we need to minimize and focus more on the activities so that they can go for critical thinking, which now NEP has also started. So I hope
I
you
think,
all enjoyed it. Yeah.
Dr. Kaur, can I come in?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I think accountability also brings, if you teach these things to children, it also allows them to have a gratitude. They'll be
Yes.
always thankful for whatever they are getting. They need to know nothing comes free. Even if the mother is taking care of the child, they need to understand and acknowledge what hardship she is going through, whether
Very true.
while giving the birth, or whether rearing up, or whether, having a sleepless night, or even if
Mhm.
they have grown when they are falling sick, or when they are having exams, or when they are being dropped to school and picked up. How the mother is doing multitasking, whether she's a housewife or whether she is a career oriented woman, the child is always on her mind since the time she has conceived. So this is very important, that accountability, by learning this word, you automatically get the feeling of being gratitude. You're always thankful whatever circumstances you are in, whether you are, in a lavish this thing lifestyle, or whether
Mm,
you have very, very limited resources. You will always feel thankful, and you will strive to do better. So
right.
accountability is very important, and they need to be involved. When you said observe, I was actually in a car when you were even asking us to come in. My network was not very good, so I just couldn't come in, and I just get hearing to other people. But at the same time, when you are telling the child to observe a day with the mother, how
Mhm.
much she is working, even after putting the child to sleep, even after serving dinner to everybody, even when the father is watching television, or relaxing after the whole day work, they forget that mom also had a full day work, but in spite
Yeah,
of that, she is getting things ready for the next day. So once when they see, they come in and they start, and you need to delegate duties, you need to give
very
them
true.
work, you need to make them realize, because children, they would not realize on their own. They need to be told that, see, this is what you need to do. Nothing comes free. I remember when I was in America, there
Mhm.
was some point system, and the child, And I used to tell them, see, if you're going to get 5 points, you're going to get a free ride
Yeah.
or a free ride of your choice, So they would try to, and I would, put the stickers on my refrigerator, and I will keep adding. Oh, you have folded the laundry, you gain 1 point, you get 1 point, and then I would put that. So instead of so I am also showing my gratitude when they are serving me. Though they are taking care, if they are cleaning their room, if they are cleaning their closet, though I am in a way inculcating that you need to be self-reliant, but at the same time, I am trying to motivate them by, giving them small points plus a major surprise thing of their choice whenever, they want to go and, have a ride, whether they want to go to an amusement park, or they want to go for a movie, or they want to go for a shopping spree, or whatever. So this keeps them motivated, and they keeps allows them to understand and show gratitude towards mother, towards father. And once when they learn from home, they start doing it other places also. I remember when I taught them how to clean the table, how to put dishes in the dishwasher, they were doing it at other places also. It was when they're playing with the games, they're not littering and they're not leaving the room just like that. They are supposed to just put everything back in their shelves and then get up. So all
Yeah.
these things are to be inculcated by the mothers in order to make them realize, in order to make them a good human being, a
Very true.
compassionate. You won't have all these values. No school, nobody can teach. Mother is the best teacher, I feel. It starts from your home. Once when you do
Mm.
this, they do it in the society, they do it in school, they do it at your friend's place. They make you feel proud all the time because
Yeah.
they are appreciating the labor. Dignity of labor is also, in everything they will learn automatically. This is what I feel, my take on this. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Gratitude, we should not forget about it because
Yeah.
that's the major part. And we are accountable for all these appreciations and everything that is required. We should appreciate every day. If we pay gratitude to someone, definitely we will develop accountability. So thank you very much for sharing your views. And
Ma'am,
yes, ma'am.
ma'am, what Alka ma'am has contributed. So one thing I will like to share, very personal thing, very, very personal.
Uh-huh.
Like Alka ma'am, what she feels, I do feel the same. When my children were young, particularly my younger daughter, I whatever I did with this intention only, that they should understand, observe me, my multitasking, and they should also follow me, and they should also be doing all that with gratitude heart. And a day came when she started thinking that I was very strict with her, and she started saying that you are the worst mom I have ever met. So she didn't like my way. But fortunately, after getting married, now she understands. Now she is a mother. She has
Yeah.
2 years old baby. Now she is doing the same what Alka ma'am has just discussed. When she separated the toys and all, she says, keep it in a bag. Keep it in a bag. Then I was telling her, I used to do the same because we are moms and we need to guide our children. So we want them to be
Very
good
true.
human beings. So, ma'am, this is
Yes.
just adding on with Alka ma'am's
That's
sharing.
wonderful, ma'am.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful interactive session with all of you. And thank you very much for joining. Over to you, Dr. Shweta.
Thank you, ma'am. I extended a really hearty vote of thanks to Dr. Anup Kaur ma'am, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and we will surely be going to encourage us in future events also. And today we have learned so many new things that we are going in our daily life, but we miss all these things to discuss. So we have learned a lot from you, ma'am. Thank you so much, and from other speakers too. So your thoughts have enlightened our mind and have shown up us a new path. My gratitude to all the speakers for gracing the occasion and sharing their opinions, their examples, and their thoughts. Thank you, everyone, for being present here and sharing your views and your thoughts with us. Thank you, Dr. Anup Kaur, ma'am, for such a nice session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. I think Dr. Kashma Savankar is also with us, and thanks for joining. And if we'll join in this movement to bring values in our classroom through parents, through kids, definitely we'll make this world a beautiful world, because everything is in the hands of educators nowadays, right? So we are accountable, we are responsible. Let's make others accountable. Thank you very much, Dr. Madhu ma'am, Dr. Alka, Dr. Savankar, and other students who have joined. Dr. Shweta, you're awesome. So thanks for your support always.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madhu ma'am, we cannot hear you. Yes, we can hear you now.
Muted, ma'am.
Kindly unmute. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Miss Kiran Bhatia ma'am. Would you like to add something here? Thank you very much.
I think she's not.
Yeah, no issues, ma'am. So thanks everyone for joining, and let's make it happening.